Greetings, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. It's that time again. Action points. Action points for April 2019. I'm your host, Peter, also known as Universal Head, and I'm going to take you on a little trip down the month's gaming, the things that I've done, the things that the Esoteric Order of Gamers has done, and a little talk about a few of the games that I'm interested in that have been announced this month. So let's get to it with what I did over the last month. Let me see. Now, of course, Hellboy arrived, and of course I did an unboxing of that, and I've started a painting series as well. So I've been busy painting Hellboy. There's quite a few miniatures, about 100 of them I believe, and I'm working on that. And as I go, I'm filming the process so you can follow along with me and see some of the things that I do to get it painted quite quickly. I haven't played Hellboy yet. It looks really good. The mechanics look nice and easy with a few twists, and I'm really looking forward to getting it to the table. It's a very nice production by Mantic Games, and certainly the most impressive thing I've personally seen from them. So great stuff, Hellboy the board game. Next, what you see before you here is a whole table full of terrain by Tinkerhouse, and this is called Tinkerturf. And it is designed in the style of Necromunda. It's for Necromunda, though it could be used for Infinity and other sci-fi skirmish tabletop games. I've made all this up, and it took me about 4 evenings to put it together, and I'm really impressed with it. It's quite solid, it's really beautifully made, and I was really impressed with the paper engineering. Every piece fit together perfectly. It's really well made, really lovely stuff. As you can see, this set over here, the maglev rail depot, is really quite an impressive piece, and will look fantastic as a centerpiece on the table. There's also maglev tracks with cars going along them. There's containers, there's what do you call these things? Ramps, and there's ladders, lovely ladders, barricades, there's tank traps, staircases, and of course all the pieces like this that can go together. One of the reasons I got this is because it goes so well stylistically with the original Necromunda terrain that came in the first edition box way back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I love the style of that, and this fits the style. You can also get this in different skins, so there can be a sort of more ravaged kind of industrial look or a neutral colour, things like that. So if you like the look of that, check it out. Tinkerhouse Games is the name of the company. And they did a big Kickstarter for this, but I think you can buy it from their website as well. Another thing I've been doing this month is good old AT43, which I know I go on about, but most people don't have, but I love it. I've been texturing some of the bases on some of the larger vehicles, and slowly going through that huge backlog of AT43 stuff and texturing all the bases. And I think to myself, why? Why bother doing that? It's crazy. I know, it's just ridiculous. It's already got a base on it, it looks fine, but there's just something about texturing a base that makes a figure look better. So, another thing I've been doing this month. I also finished off another figure from my Nighthaunt army for Age of Sigmar. I haven't played Age of Sigmar for a while now, since I did a series of it on this channel, but I thought I'd add another figure. It's Kurdos, the Craven King, and it's such a lovely figure with all swirling robes and swirling ghosties around it. Very easy to paint these figures. There's so much detail on them that it's, you just really don't have to do too much to get a good result. And he's going to be a lovely centerpiece for Age of Sigmar when I do play that again. I will have to bump up the Stormcast Eternals side of the equation a little bit though. One thing that didn't arrive this month, and I'm quite pleased because I had so much to do anyway, was Batman Gotham City Chronicles. Hopefully that should be coming in the next week. It's been arriving all over the world to the backers of the Kickstarter campaign. I should be getting it soon. So once again, another reason to get the Hellboy painted as quickly as possible, because there's going to be a lot of painting for Batman. And I'll try and do a painting series on that one as well, so you can follow along. Okay, let's have a quick chat about some of the games that have been announced over the last month or recently. I noticed that Star Wars Legion by Fantasy Flight Games has got a new starter set out based in the Clone Wars. So it's got General Grievous, and it's got the original clone troopers, and it's also got those ridiculous robots that go Roger Roger, that everyone just shoots in their millions and they just keep dying and they never hit anything and they're a complete waste of time, and why they make so many of them I don't know. Yeah. So if you like Clone Wars and you want to get into Star Wars Legion, that could be a good starting point for you. Personally, I haven't pulled the plug on that one. I've heard that the game system is quite good, and I'm sure it's fun. It's just that I'm kind of sick of Star Wars, and also I just don't find the Stormtroopers and Rebel figures very interesting. I don't think it looks that exciting on the tabletop. But for Star Wars fans, I can completely understand them getting into it. I'm sure it's a very modern and streamlined system. So if you like the Clone Wars for some bizarre reason, get into Legion with the Clone Wars starter set. There's a new one coming from Plaid Hat Games. It's called Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein. And it's a worker placement game for 2 to 4 players. Basically, you're trying to get body parts to make Frankenstein and do all that kind of thing. I'm really hoping this is a good one because Plaid Hat Games hasn't had a great track record lately. The games are fine, but nothing's been outstanding. So fingers crossed for this one if you like building monsters. Simon are coming out with a licensed game, God of War, the video game. They're doing a game called God of War, the card game. It's for 1 to 4 players. It's co-op. You go on quests. There's double-sided cards that build up the questing area. And it sounds interesting. Don't know too much about it yet, but God of War, I've only played one of the God of War games. No, I think I played 2 actually. Quite fun, you know, like epic bashing, killing video game. It's all right. So I'll be keeping an eye on that and see what that card game is like. God of War card game by Simon. Finally, Folklore, which I've been playing quite a bit of and enjoying. Very old school and very fun. Don't knock the scenery, Peter. Folklore has an expansion. Greenbrier Games did a Kickstarter for it recently. It's called Fall of the Spire, and it raised over $600,000. So there's a lot of people out there who like Folklore and want more adventures from Greenbrier. Check it out. Again, I've mentioned it several times and did a painting series on the Folklore miniatures. But it's a good old-fashioned early D&D type fantasy bash. Bit of role-playing, bit of board game. And that's it, folks. A quick one this month. Not too much has happened. I went through all the news channels and nothing really jumped out at me as being released this month that was too exciting. Bit of a quiet mid-year month. Also, I'm just dealing with Kickstarters. As I said, I've been doing the Tinkerturf one. I've been painting Hellboy, and Batman is coming soon. So I've got plenty to do, plenty on my plate. And despite that, I'll keep bringing you stuff. Next month we've got some more rules summaries coming, and I'm hoping that in the next month or two will be coming over and we'll be filming some more battle reports. As always, get in contact with me. Let me know what you like to see, what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying. I love your feedback. It's great. If you can, get onto Patreon, patreon.com Esoteric Order. That's the site where you can support the Esoteric Order. And talking about that, I've got a couple of thank yous to make for people who have signed up this month at $5 or more a month. See you next time. Good gaming, everybody. Enjoy your gaming. And thanks, as always, for enjoying the Esoteric Order of Gamers. See you later. Thanks, Frank, for having a big heart and supporting the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Cheers, Andy. Thanks for supporting the Esoteric Order of Gamers.